All right, kids, the biggest night in music was held just last night during the 65th Grammy Awards. This year's ceremony was hosted by Trevor Noah and featured performances from Quavo, who paid tribute to his late nephew and Migos member Takeoff during the In Memoriam segment of the 2023 Grammy Awards. Takeoff was shot and killed just last year. Rick Ross, Lil Wayne, John Legend, Giveon, and a rare appearance by Jay-Z all joined collaborator DJ Khaled for God Did, from Khaled's album of the same name. This group performed outside of Crypto.com Arena at an opulently laid, decadent dinner table that looked like the Last Supper. And following Dr. Dre's acceptance of the first ever Dr. Dre Global Impact Award, dozens of artists graced the stage to showcase hip-hop's evolution over the last 50 years. Curated by the Roots Questlove, the Grammys brought out a diverse all-star cast which included Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5, Run DMC, LL Cool J, Salt and Pepper, Public Enemy's Chuck D and Flavor Flav, and DJ Jazzy Jeff, just to name very few. It was narrated by Black Thought as it spanned the decades and eras of hip-hop that led to this very day, and moving forward into the future. As for Black winners, it was yet another disappointing night for Black artists in an industry and an academy which has had a terrible track record, so to speak, in recognizing Black music for what it is. And this is what we're going to talk about today. Look, last night Lizzo won Record of the Year for It's About Damn Time, which is fitting considering the few times Black artists have actually won that award. Lizzo, by the way, gave a huge shout out to Beyonce during her acceptance speech. Also, look at how Lizzo responded at the mere mention that Beyonce could be there, somewhere, anywhere in her vicinity. Speaking of, what I want to focus on, like everybody at this ceremony, the internet, and most of life, is Beyonce. She won Best Dance/Electronic Music Album with Renaissance, Best R&B Song for Cuff It, Best Dance/Electronic Song with Break My Soul, and Best Traditional R&B Song for Plastic Off the Sofa. With that said, it's kind of like this.
He won like 30 NAACP awards and a bunch of BET ones.
Yeah, so Black awards. So only the white ones matter to you? You know what I mean.
That scene from the FX show, Atlanta, was talking about a fictional character, Mr. Chocolate, definitely based on Tyler Perry, winning Black awards from the NAACP and BET instead of Oscars, Academy Awards in film, the white ones. And no disrespect to Black award shows, Black awards themselves, and Black categories, I guess, but there's something to be said about when Black artists, performers, and creatives compete with their white peers, and Beyonce might just be a microcosm of that. Don't get me wrong. Last night, Beyonce became the most awarded artist in Grammy's history after her 9 nominations for Renaissance. Actually, she's the most nominated artist of all time, too. Well, she's tied with her husband, Jay-Z, and that's something. That's a lot. However, how does Beyonce not have a Grammy for Album of the Year? Lemonade lost to 25 by Adele in 2017. Dope album. And Renaissance lost to Harry Styles' Harry's House this year. To those of you watching, if you were to check out my household's Apple Music stats from 2022, Harry's House was the album we listened to the most up in here, mostly due to my wife. But we recognized it for what it is. Great music. Second was Renaissance. Cuff It and Energy were the songs we listened to the most because of me, and you can't just play one without the other. Whatever. Let's look at how and why the Grammys have sucked for Black people. For a while now. And I'm going to start with something that happened in my lifetime. See, when the Music Academy first publicly recognized hip-hop and rap music as a genre, it had been 16 whole years since Cindy Campbell, a graffiti artist, her tag name was Pep1, 174, and B-Girl, organized a back-to-school party, which she promoted on August 11th, 1973, in the Recreation Room at 1520 Sedgwick Avenue in the West Bronx. Her brother was the DJ, and he would come to be known as the legendary founder of hip-hop, DJ Kool Herc. This was the beginning of what would become rap music. Before I continue, the term hip-hop was coined by one of hip-hop's early pioneers, an MC and a member of Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5. Keith Cowboy, Robert Keith Cowboy Wiggins in 1978. No relation. Anyways, that back to school jam, along with artists that I mentioned earlier, lifted hip hop as a movement and rap music to a national prominence by the time the 31st annual Grammys took place in February of 1989. Now, there were 16 awards televised that night, and a new category, Best Rap Performance, wasn't one of them. So, Salt and Pepper, Russell Simmons, LL Cool J, and others, who will go on to become frequent Grammys hosts, all joined Will Smith, better known as Fresh Prince at that time, and DJ Jazzy Jeff in boycotting the show, with Salt and Pepper saying in one statement, "If they don't want us, we don't want them." When the LA Times reached Will Smith by phone at his hotel room after he and DJ Jazzy Jeff won the Grammy, the Fresh Prince said he was, quote, more than happy to accept it, that being the Grammy for Best Rap Performance for Parents Just Don't Understand. But he added, "I'm not as happy as I could have been. The presentation not being televised detracts from the excitement of the award." Smith, one of 3 nominees to boycott the ceremony, said he had no regrets about the action. The next year, though, DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince were able to have a televised performance at the Grammys. I should mention that Will Smith was invited to perform during the tribute to the 50 years of hip-hop, but he turned it down. Being real, the Grammys have been awful to black people since the very beginning. According to The Wrap, quote, "At the very first Grammys, the best rhythm and blues performance category was won by a white group, the Champs, with Tequila. Ella Fitzgerald was the only African-American nominated in the Record of the Year, Album of the Year, and Song of the Year categories." It gets worse when you consider where the term R&B even comes from. Rhythm and blues, often called R&B, originated in the 1940s when it replaced, quote, race music as a general marketing term for all African-American music, though it usually referred to only secular, non-religious music. The term first appeared in commercial recordings in 1948 when RCA Victor Records began using blues and rhythm music as a descriptor for African-American secular songs. Early on, the term rhythm and blues was used for boogie woogie, African-American swing, jazz, and blues. All of these styles influenced the development of what is called rhythm and blues today, according to the Library of Congress. Historically speaking, though, rhythm and blues, as we understand it today, most often describes a style of music that developed after World War II that combines elements of pop, gospel, blues, and jazz with a strong backbeat. Makes sense to me. James Brown's beat breaks were and are foundational to the creation of rap music. Reggae and dancehall were and are influential to rap music. I mean, Beyonce thanked the queer community for inventing dance and electronic genres of music last night. Rap isn't just rap. Black music touches everything and everybody the world over. This channel is named after a hip-hop song, and my news anchor sign-off for Rebel HQ, my architect knows Japanese, is from another hip-hop song. So it seems like the pop category, the pop genre, isn't taking black people into account. Here's how Tyler, the Creator, described it after he won his first Grammy when 2019's Igor took home the year's award for the best rap album. Quote, "I'm half and half on it immediately after accepting the award. On one side, I'm very grateful that what I make could be acknowledged in a world like this, but also, it sucks that whenever we, and I mean guys that look like me, do anything genre bending, or that's anything, they always put it in a rap or urban category, which is, I don't like that urban word. That's just a politically correct way to say the N-word to me." He would go on to say, "When I hear that, I think, why can't we just be pop? Half of me feels like the rap nomination was a backhanded compliment. All popular music in America is black music, not just R&B, not just rap." You know what? I could have rendered this entire video down to this one stat to make my point and to save some time. When Kendrick Lamar's Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers beat out Jack Harlow's Come Home, The Kids Miss You in the Best Rap Album category at the Grammys, it was only the second time out of 8 in which a white artist was nominated in the category that the white artist did not win. The other being Kanye West's Late Registration beating Eminem's Encore in 2006. Best Rap Album has been awarded at the Grammys since 1996, and Eminem has the most wins in the category with 6. Macklemore and Ryan Lewis won the Best Rap Album over Drake, Jay-Z, Kanye West, and Kendrick Lamar with The Heist. Yeah. Macklemore also beat Kendrick for the Best New Artist and sent Lamar an apologetic text, then took a picture with Iggy Azalea, who referred to them as the king and queen of hip-hop. Maybe I should focus on the successes. Sure. Okay. Michael Jackson won everything with his Thriller album and songs from it in 1984. He won all of the things. In 2019, Childish Gambino won both Record of the Year and Song of the Year for This Is America. First rap song to do that, but come on. The song and album I just named were undeniable. Donald Glover did not attend the ceremony, by the way, and I'll use that to point out how essential protests are to rap music. Oh, and with a Grammy win last night, Viola Davis became the 3rd black woman to EGOT. I think only 22 people have done that. Now that I think of it, the Grammys suck. Just period. for everybody to some degree. Remember the Grammy Awards from 1989 that Will Smith boycotted? That year, Jethro Tull won the new hard rock / metal category, a slot that was installed expressly to accommodate rowdy young forces like the pre-race favorite, Metallica. Said a slightly embarrassed Mike Green, president of the National Academy of Recording Arts and Sciences, quote, "Our membership in those new and progressive categories is growing and still has a little way to go." Maybe what Lizzo did last night when she accepted her Grammy was the key. Shouting out others and giving people their flowers. I mean, honestly, like what Beyonce did too. That's the example, a macrocosm of what black music could be. Black artists, performers, creatives giving each other awards and recognition. NAACP and BET awards too, but we're gonna be all right.